Burgess,
Here.
Reed,
Here.
Walden.
Here.
There was no old business.
You need a
and-
motion to approve your minutes.
I'll need a motion to approve the minutes of the January 24th meeting.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a couple of bids that I've got for the back fence on the north side of the park to put them up. I need to get those
Open them.
opened and see who got who won the bid. This would be to put the fence up on the backside and kind of dress the backside up as well.
So this is from Macon County Fence Company, and it is for $5,490. Pass that around. And this one is from General Fence Company, and it's out of Decatur, and it is for $3,370. So this was a little bit more of a, maybe a little bit better description than the last one did.
Okay, I'd like to look at those as well.
Yeah.
Our sign for the city park is finished. Troy has it finished. Holt Houses are going to pick it up and take it to GSI to be powder coated. And then Holt Houses will again pick it up from GSI and put it up for us. They have volunteered so kindly to do all this, and GSI has said that they will powder coat it for us.
That's great.
So, yeah. The money that we have, spent already has been, or is for the landscaping on the west side of the pavilion, which will be done as soon as weather is permitting. And so, that we're just waiting on that. Everything that we're doing, we have to wait for the weather to get better. So, that's kind of where we're at, waiting for that. If you guys wanna take a look at those bids and see what you think. I mean, I don't wanna go with the highest bidder if we can do the same thing for the lower bid. Also, Joan and myself, Selena, we all met up at the brewery, March 13th with some girls who had some really good ideas. And they suggested, I think one of the things that they really liked was to take the concrete area that you mentioned, Dana, and put that as like a little road for kids to ride bicycles on, and put fence, put the little signs up and everything.
Yeah.
They seemed to like that idea for a while. And that would be simple, it's just paint,
Yeah.
so.
Susie, which one of these was the guy that said that he could reuse some of the stuff?
I think the.
3,000?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, because,
Oh, he
wasn't,
Yeah, I put everything back there.
he went through and explained to Dana what, pulling the poles, and he could reuse some of the poles
General
and the
Yeah.
fencing and everything.
So we'll go with the lowest one of,
We'll send- 3370.
yeah, we'll send that on over to finance for approval at council then.
The what side of the park is this?
This
The
is
north?
along the north side of the park, the back side of the park.
Just the north?
Yes, because we already have, there was fence up there before,
Mhm.
but when the
Correct.
water project was done, they had to take it down.
Gotcha, yeah.
And so now we would like to get that put back up.
Mhm.
It's kind of a safety issue as
Sure,
well. It
sure.
blocks that alley off,
Mhm.
and if there's kids running around back there, then that way it kind of
Is
is a barrier.
there fencing on the east side?
Yes.
yes.
Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
cities or is that the property next to it?
The cities.
Is it the cities?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, our entry, where the sign and everything will be, there won't be a fence there, but we will have like, what do you call those, Joan, the poles to designate an entrance and.
Oh, do you have a picture of that?
I think I do.
So this is
This
another
is-
thing that we might wanna, you might wanna check the insurance guy, I don't know, but it'd probably be a good idea if you have an exit into an alleyway, like right here. It's kinda dangerous to have an exit for like a kid running out in an alleyway. And it might be a good idea to have it designated with like an orange stripe pole.
We
So
can do that
if
on the
you're,
backside.
oh yeah, if you're driving down the alley or something like that, that you're
Be aware that.
aware that kids run in and out of those little, but that's something that's pretty easy to do, so.
And that will be what the backside
I don't
looks
know what
like.
they need.
Okay.
And
The
you both
north,
sing it.
right?
You
Yes.
both sing
Okay,
it.
gotcha.
It says reusing existing wire. This one says reusing. I don't think these are apple to apple. If you guys-
I
The size
met
wise.
with both of them down
Yeah.
there and told them that fencing was back there, and they both said that they would reuse that fence.
They did.
Yeah.
Oh, it says in here, but I don't think the sizes are the same.
Mm-mm. I don't think they are.
Like how much,
Cause I
one's
mean,
bigger
we
than the other
didn't
one,
know.
one's doing a 20-foot gate, and one's doing a double 12
12
foot
foot.
gate.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what you guys want, but
Well, we've made it clear that we wanted a maintenance gate.
Right, so it was big enough to get trucks and stuff in there. Whenever we bring in mulch and everything.
20 foot would be pretty big.
Yeah, but you can do it with a 12 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know you haven't seen all of this. This is what would, on the west side of the pavilion will look like with the landscaping on there. And then, there will be plantings like, just to kinda dress that up over there.
Oh, okay.
It's right by the bathroom, just
So,
south of the bathroom.
Yeah, so it would be kind of a buffer zone between that home on the west side there and like the pavilion and such like that. And that's what we're creating is buffers between homes and the park, just to
Okay.
give them a little quiet, a little,
Yeah,
privacy.
yeah, that'd be nice.
And we have had a lot of plantings donated to us, so,
Oh, good.
that's stuff that we would not have to buy as well. People's been very kind to do stuff, and Joan's really savvy with things like that, so
City Hall,
she is great about helping out and has helped tremendously, so.
Okay, I'm gonna
Does
call the
anybody-
Christian County
Dana, do
Sheriff's
you have
Office to
anything?
hold it in. Okay,
We
thanks.
had
I-
some little bit of vandalism at the bathrooms down there, over the weekend. And thankfully, Betty was right on it and cleaned it up and everything, but I have changed the timer on the bathroom locks down there, so they lock an hour earlier, they lock at 7 now. Which, I don't know if that will help, but
It's a
hopefully it
start.
will, yeah,
Well,
hopefully it will.
and, Brian and PJ have the cameras set,
Okay,
and it is going straight to their phones.
oh, good,
So, that anything that goes on there, they will see it.
good,
And so Brian and I spoke about that last night.
okay.
So would they readjusted the cameras then
Yes.
and made it?
Yes.
That's great.
And so they, and everything at the park, all they have to do is go into their phone and they can see everything that's going on at the park
Good.
at any time.
Does that include the concession stand as well?
Yes,
Okay, good.
yes. So, because I said, anybody that goes down there, and there's a lot of people that go down there.
Mhm.
But if they go down there to do something like they shouldn't be doing like that,
Correct.
then them and their parents are gonna have to be held responsible.
Yeah.
If it's a minor, then their parents will be held responsible because, that's extra cleaning that the city had to pay Betty for.
Yeah.
And somebody's gonna have to pay it, so,
Along with some other stuff that's been going on there.
exactly.
What other things
things have happened?
I have had to pick up some not so pleasant items,
Oh,
down there.
garbage.
Beyond that, Selena. Dana, do you have anything else?
No, I don't.
There has been a lot of garbage that she has had to pick up down there. People have thrown a lot of stuff out. And there's trash cans, there's no excuse for that.
They're in the parking area?
So,
And e-cigarettes all over the place.
I don't know what to,
But it's almost like people pull up there, I mean, I don't know if they're on their lunch or if they're just sitting in there hanging out, but they sit in their vehicles and just empty their trash right outside the vehicle instead of
Right.
taking it to the trash.
Where do they empty it, on the south or north side?
In the rock area on the south side where you park at. Like that day that I
Right.
seen, that I ran into you down there, yeah,
Right,
that was whenever I found the,
so it is trash and condoms and stuff like that.
yeah.
So maybe we can,
And hopefully thankfully I got it picked up for you and your grandson right over there.
yeah, it's time to pick it anyway. Okay, so maybe we can think about something to prevent that.
Well, the camera is facing that way.
Oh, it
One of the
is.
security cameras is facing that way, so.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're good with them coming up and parking, and
Yeah.
so they will show if they're dumping out their stuff.
and
but in order to pursue that, we have to have a sign that says no
Yeah.
litter.
So,
To
yeah,
pursue. You
so
have
if
to
you-
have posted that no litter,
so,
and then you can pursue
and
it.
that was I was gonna say about the bathrooms, I know you have a camera there, but you have to post something there that says you are under surveillance,
Okay.
no littering, you are under surveillance, I mean,
Do you want me to go get some of those signs?
would you
sign.
please?
Yeah,
and just put up there that,
good idea.
Cause that's how you can prosecute.
Well, I just put up the bathroom signs this week. I went and got some. I swung through Lowe's and picked some up over the weekend. So
good, yeah.
Yes, if you would wanna do that, that'd be great, I'd appreciate it, Dana.
Okay.
Selena, do you have anything?
No, I don't.
I mean,
The
Basically-
meeting, the meeting was good though with at the brewery,
Yes.
cause there was a lot of younger ones.
And I've gotten some
had-
feedback too.
Good.
So,
so Joan,
yeah, you
I'll turn
ready?
it to you now.
Okay, so, I'm just gonna show you, these are the numbers that we had at the meeting, right? These are the numbers that we kind of crunched for the girls at the meeting, and it's a solid group, it's really good. With the concrete pad, the entranceway and the west side edging, spending 16,900. And then the fence, let's just round it up to like 4,000 maybe.
What did we get, 3,400?
And I put 5,000 for the fence.
Okay.
And then the emergency park fund, 20,000?
Yeah, you mean to leave in there?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, for like if the bathroom blows up or something like that. So this is what we crunch numbers, does that look good to everybody? Okay, and I said 5 for the fence, but let's just say, call it 4. So, I told the girls, that if we start with 94, and we'll have about 52,100 left. Does that sound right? Are my numbers correct there?
You're talking about the Van Sickle money
Yes.
too in there? Okay.
I started with 94,000 left.
That's what we had in savings,
Is that,
and I think we're down to 91, I believe it's
What's
91.
this 83? I mean,
Is
Okay.
it-
what they have left.
Yeah, I thought it was 83.
83 left?
Is it?
Is that after paying for Troy or anything like that? Have we paid for anything?
No,
I've not seen that bill.
Mm-mm.
no,
Okay.
we
not
have
seen
not,
So,
we don't have
we're
bills for
starting-
any of that
We're
stuff.
starting with 83, is that what you said?
Well,
Well,
Or,
That's the bed, that's the actual,
Well, that's what the Capital Park
Budget,
Alley, but
yeah.
isn't that where that's from?
Mhm.
Because we were to use it for park improvements, so I think
Yes.
that's the
Correct.
83.
Yes.
So let's say 83,000, because it looks like we have spent $4,653.12 of that this year, or at least up until the end of March,
on,
just on miscellaneous things.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
okay,
So it looks like about 83. But I will also say, when we get down to talking to the budget, I have mentioned to Susie about giving the parks 18,000 in ARPA money.
okay. So,
And I mentioned that at the brewery that
Mhm.
day, that we
so
would have,
I see this as what, a what's 18 that's 101?
yes.
101. Okay, so I had to see it up, let's say just approximately $100,000.
Mhm.
That's nice, that's a good sum. So I told the girls at
We
the.
just have to spend that though within the next couple of years, the 18,000.
Yeah. So what I told the ladies at the meeting, was that money there, so, okay, that money there, let's just say $100,000, but then we have to pay for, 16,900 minus 16,900 for all the stuff that we paid for, right? So who's really good at math? What's 100,000
I'm gonna
minus
bring my calculator.
16,900? 10, 84, 83, what?
You got a calculator on your phone, don't you?
The
93,100.
93,100.
93,100, okay, so 93,100 is, we have right now, well, not we have right now, but that is what we have not spent so far, right? Okay. So, the first thing is here's a bid, I'm gonna pass it around from Sherwin-Williams, this is for paint, for $220, and this would include painting the basketball court and, the mini trike town. That would require two cans of white. I talked to the guy over there, and we kind of have to, Dana is going to power wash that, but maybe the day or before, something like that. I'll go there and I'll throw some etching stuff on there.
Okay.
So what that does is it kind of roughs it up a little bit,
Okay.
and when you power wash it, we'll etch off it, and it's not really toxic.
We'll take the paint off there now? Or
Well,
is that-
I'm gonna have to mess around with that a little bit, see what will happen. But it will etch the concrete to make it,
Easier to clean?
no,
Or-
it'll make paint last longer.
Oh, okay.
The paint will grip
Okay,
better,
I
okay?
gotcha.
So that's with the etching, and I think 5 cans of paint or 6 cans, I forget. That's the bid from Sherwin-Williams. Basketball court and the mini trike town, and then these are called sensory pathways. Rachel Williams is really big into this, and this would also be painted, I don't know, either on the outside or in the inside of the trike town. Those are sensory pathways. So,
Kids love those things.
Mhm.
and I'm thinking maybe summer,
Oh, yeah.
good time to do that,
Mhm.
so.
It's all paint. It's-
I don't know
Yeah.
how this goes, do I ask for do I pay the paint and you pay me, or do you just give me a check for the paint, or how does this go?
I think they do
Well-
invoices, if you get from Sherwin-Williams, they should invoice us,
Yeah.
Invoice you, okay.
Mhm. and then we can pay it.
I believe
What was the amount of
the city has an account with the
Account there?
Sherwin-Williams indicator.
What was the paint
Indicator?
amount?
She goes to Taylor, don't you?
220,
Oh, yeah.
220?
220.53.
would it be
Well,
like,
It should
Spread
be
it
out
to-
for all.
yeah, it should be for
I'm
Iowa,
sure when
right?
Williams,
Pretty
it
sure,
should work
yeah,
for
it
them.
should work, yeah.
Okay, so Sherwin-Williams and, Assumption has an account,
Yeah.
and, I'm sorry, Angel, did you say, what is it called, invoice? What-
Yeah, they'll send an invoice to us and then we'll pay it.
We'll just go ahead and talk about it at finance and. do
And
that.
then you let me know.
Yeah, you sure will.
We have, like I said, the group is great, and we've already had, donation of trees, little plantings to buffer, you know, where Tim Torres used to live there, and then the Ron and Don's, right there. So they're gonna be, very skinny arborvitaes, and, somebody's donated those, which is really nice.
That's
So
nice.
we've got a donation for that. Last thing is, we've got all donations for the west side, got Susan and Lindy, and got a lot of donations from that. But what we're looking for, is donations for those 2 trees on either side of the path. And these 2, and, Derek, did you go, what's your degree in?
Horticulture.
Well, good, okay.
You know, Donnie worked in a greenhouse too.
I have a
Yeah.
degree.
Did you work in the Shelbyville?
Yeah.
I love that place.
So,
But granted, I haven't used it.
well, here we go.
Don't start getting.
Now we
Landscape
can
design
use
was
it.
not my thing.
Now we can use it. So one of the things I thought, and again, this is just me throwing out ideas, anybody else, you know, you horticulture people, whatever, is coral bark Japanese maple. They're really
Oh yeah,
pretty.
maple. Yeah, Japanese maples are
And,
great.
they're a little pricey. Now, here's the deal, is that, I don't know, how you guys work this, but if you know anybody that wants to donate a tree, you know, I think, is that for two, 161 or for one?
Times 2.
Yeah. So, they're a little pricey, but they're not like terrible. So if you wanna put in memory of your grandparents or something like that, I'm sure we can work something up, a little plaque or something. But like I said, we've had a lot of luck with people just saying, you know, I'm kinda busy, but here, I'm just gonna donate those trees, or something like, really,
That'd be wonderful.
yeah, if, you know, anybody knows any feelers out there,
Selena, could you maybe work on that?
Anybody who wants.
GSI had something because they donated some on the trail.
Well,
Or is that
here's the
a
thing.
different type of tree?
Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
kinda picky about my plants.
Oh, okay, that's fine, that's fine.
No offense, but
No,
I'm kinda picky about what I plant there,
Yeah,
and I appreciate them planting, giving
Mhm.
stuff. It's not the kind of tree I'd plant,
oh, I gotcha. No, that's fine.
but was very gracious. But,
Mhm.
I mean, if GSI wants to say, hey, we'll throw $200 your way and put this in honor of, you know, Jane Smith, our employee of the.
So you wanna stay with the Japanese maple everywhere?
No.
Oh,
What,
okay.
Just-
can I have those pictures?
Sure. Just, okay, I remember now.
Yeah, okay. And give those pictures, I got another thing, I'm gonna ask you guys to let you know. Okay, so this is Japanese coral bark Japanese maple. And, they are, about $150. There's a place in, has you guys ever been to a place in Bloomington, a nursery, that,
Oh,
it's like, it's on the, as you go in, you're driving and it's on the east side.
I've seen it, but I've not been in there.
Someone says, oh, they got a world out of stuff and it's reasonably priced. This would be something, like I said, this is just online searches I've done. $162 for a 4 or 5 foot tree. So who's good at math? What's that times 2? 160 is 320?
320, yeah.
So, this is what I'm thinking for on either side of the pad here. These two right here. They don't get terribly big and they're really colorful.
Jen, okay.
Okay. Now, to complete our look to buffer against the houses, because we kind of really need that, you know, is pretend like these screens here. This is where we had the columnar arborvitaes, the tall skinny arborvitaes that have been donated. However, what I'd like to put right here and right here, just to kind of flank the utility gate, is a columnar, either blue spruce.
Oh, yeah.
They're kind of like a skinny Christmas tree,
Mm-hmm.
and they're nice looking. Or I got a columnar Norway spruce, which is not blue. Those are two.
That looks like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
They're not terribly expensive. These Norway spruce, they're not as you know what a blue spruce looks like. It's pretty
Yeah.
classic, pretty. They're cheaper.
Not much though, really.
Well, no, it's 48 times 2, so it's $100, and this is 117 for one.
Three.
Yeah, so it's like twice as.
Yeah, but if it's, as far as like, you know, like I said, I don't have a degree in horticulture,
Well,
but,
a blue spruce would be better. I mean,
which
it
is
does keep-
stronger.
It is stronger.
Which is stronger.
Yes.
Obviously,
It
it
keeps
must
its
be
shape
because
better.
it costs more, so it's a
Mhm.
stronger tree.
It just keeps its shape really
Yes.
nice. Okay, so those are, again, if we don't get donations, like somebody doesn't wanna donate a tree for, you know, for grandma or their uncle or something, then that would also maybe, next meeting, we need to draw that out, cause they kinda need to be planted.
Did
Sooner
you,
than later.
you said that Lindy and Susan had, what'd you, in the beginning,
Oh,
what were you talking about? Cause Lindy was contacting one of her,
Yeah,
her people,
yeah,
her companies, did she, I don't know,
yeah, she
did she
told
get
me-
a donation?
No, they're just gonna donate, Lindy's just gonna donate these arborvitaes in the back here, Lindy and
Okay.
Connor.
Oh, okay, but you said Susan,
And Susan Manning is
Oh,
my,
good.
my plant lady, and,
she's gonna donate?
we got a lot of plants, she's got a lot of stuff in her yard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
she
And
such
does.
a
then-
transplant,
Uh,
oh, that would be great.
I think-
Ashenhurst gave us quite a few
And
things too.
Ashenhurst
They gave
as well.
bulbs, didn't you, turn out?
Yes.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay, well,
And who
that,
else?
okay,
Oh.
so,
Oh, and Lindy said she had some perennials to give me too as well. So that will be filled up. And let's see what else, the paint, the plantings. I think that's about it.
I'm wondering if we just need to put it out there even on, I don't know,
Oh,
On
Facebook
Facebook?
or
Yeah.
what, that like, cause just asking people, but you know, if you put it on Facebook, hey, you know, if anybody, or even an organization wants to.
Sure, like the church or,
Yeah.
the KC's or the, you know,
Right.
the
Yeah.
You know,
whatever.
but we gotta get the message out there that we're
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah, if you want, who does Facebook stuff here?
Well, I'm on Facebook.
I
but
know.
know
Janet does all
Janet does all
Yeah,
hers.
I'm
Okay,
not
so like-
savvy on putting stuff,
Yeah.
I never put anything on.
I mean, maybe we could ask for these or, you know, maybe somebody on Facebook says, hey, I can get this wholesale.
Like you said, I can't help but,
Yeah.
they tell you I can't help but, I'd like to donate.
Yeah.
Well, even a couple people, you know, 4 people put 25, or say $30 in,
Mhm.
you know, Janet, could you do that?
Yep.
Put it on Facebook,
I,
we're needing some trees, and that maybe put in there that, you know, a plaque with it, or some sort of, recognition.
Sure, you know, I think we had talked about putting in something for Mr. Klein.
Yeah.
And I think, this is just something that when they pour the concrete, is his name Gary or Greg?
Who?
Greg,
What-
Hutchins.
Hutchinson, okay. So, when I, talked to Greg, when they pour the concrete, after talking to Vinny and John, again, I don't know this much, this is an old hand wash station in the middle, right? And, that's from Vinny's yard. And then, we wanna put a plaque saying that this used to be the town square.
Yeah.
And the Historical Society is gonna purchase that. And I'll get with Joyce after like the restaurant opens up and stuff. But, so I was talking to Vinny and John and they suggested that in the middle of the concrete pad, all I can think of is a standpipe. Put a standpipe, like even a piece of tile, so that we can, so that if we plant something, water can drain, but also that we can affix the sign down in the middle. And it's not permanent, and that, what we have done in the past is Troy's driven a pipe down there and then we fit the sign over it and then we, you know, screw it.
You're right.
bolt. Okay, and so that's really handy in case something happens to the sign, you don't have to break the concrete and stuff. So, when Greg Hutchins comes in to, you know, in the spring, when he start ready to do this, that's what I'm gonna talk about with him, is if you put a standpipe in the middle like this. So when he does that, what we thought is, for Mr. Klein, to, in this corner right here perhaps, right here, the, Illinois Street corner west, is to put a stamp of, in memory of Mr. Klein.
On
And
concrete.
I have ran this through Jackie Dooley, Tom, and Jared Cook, and they love it.
Just something.
They said he was a simple man, and if you spent money, he would be very upset, so to
So
do
you
that
put-
in the
put it
concrete,
down
they
here?
said would be right up his
that-
alley.
Yes,
Stamp
and
it.
right here.
They didn't want,
Okay.
he would
Right
not
here.
That
want
would be
you to
stamped,
go
and
spend
then
money
here would be
on it.
something else too,
So,
you said?
Right
They
here in
like
the
that.
middle,
Would be another
Right.
salute to him?
no.
Oh, okay.
Right here in the middle is
Right.
Vinnie's old hand wash station.
Right.
And then,
What's on that sign you're saying?
that's a Joyce thing, cause you don't
Oh,
ever,
for historical
sorry,
society,
you don't
yes.
ever want me writing anything. I don't, you know, I use commas and I'm a
Okay.
terrible writer. But the Historical Society will
Yeah.
purchase a sign that says this used to be the town square
Oh,
or
okay.
something.
I thought you were talking about Mr. Klein's
No, Mr.
coming
Klein's
up here.
going right here.
Mr. Klein's going up there, okay, great,
And then this will be put in the standpipe
yes,
and then
Gotcha.
screwed on there
gotcha.
so that it's easily removed or something like this. So, yeah. So we're talking about the trees. I was looking online, and again, I don't know about little signs or plaques or something. So if that's something somebody does know, you know, if you could order a plaque saying in memory of John Smith. You know, I don't know if they're good ones or bad ones or how big, I don't know. So that would be something, if you did get trees, donate them.
I'll talk to the church because I serve on the Methodist board and we got a ton of memorial money that we're looking at spending. So I'll talk to Lynn because he's our chairman
Okay.
and see. I mean, but I know when we do that, we have plaques made, and I know for Kenneth Workman, we had it just bought off Amazon because Judy wanted a simple one.
Yeah, right.
And
How much are they?
I don't know. It seems like she
Well-
paid like $20-some by the
Oh,
time
that's
everything
okay.
was
Like,
done.
do they stick in the ground or they attach?
Oh no, this was attached because it was for a pew.
Oh,
So that's what it was. It wasn't a
sure.
stand up
Right.
or anything.
Well,
So
look
it
at
would
right
be
behind you.
attached to
Well, yeah.
Look right behind you.
Yeah,
Something like that, yeah, I mean.
It does it, just a small thing,
And, you
especially
know-
these trees are gonna be small in the beginning.
Mhm.
They have little plaques that they put like on benches up
Yes.
at the school,
Mhm.
one of the schools we go to. There's a small plaque on a bench. And
Yeah.
like somebody donated that bench and that plaque is on there
Mm-hmm.
in recognition, you know,
Right.
to that person, so.
Yeah, I'm just trying to visualize that, what is that plaque going to be on?
Right.
Would it be on, maybe
No.
this pipe type, not here, but
I-
would it be on a pipe type thing and that at the top or attached to it? 'Cause you don't wanna put it on the tree, it'll
No.
stunt the growth,
Um,
but,
You can buy some of those plaques that have stakes
that's what I mean,
Mhm.
yeah,
and put it in the
yeah.
ground in front of it.
Well,
It's
there,
just
the
a matter of if
cemetery
they're-
the cemetery has it too, on some graves, so anyway, it's even a spike thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's on there, but,
just be
no,
aware
I
that
can just know.
kids are just
thinking
fascinated
of
with
something.
pulling up spikes.
So I need to, on the trees, you wanna definitely request Japanese, donations for Japanese maple
Coral bark.
tree.
Coral bark, Japanese maple.
Well, they'll probably just give the money and we'll order it, right?
Right, and
And
then,
then,
just tell them what
A
kind of
blue
trees.
spruce.
You know, and that way, I guess what I'm thinking is that when you tell people what you want, like a coral bark, they'll say, oh, yes, I love that, here's $10. Or, oh, I hate that, why don't you do X, Y, Z? And thereby you've gotten them engaged.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what we're trying to do, cause,
Okay.
you know, this is not a lot of money, and but what we wanna do is engage people, to think, I love that tree in there, or, oh, they picked the worst tree. Whatever it is, good or bad, it's just good to get engaged.
So you want the blue spruce, not that?
Well, what do you guys think, the blue spruce?
I like the blue spruce better.
I don't know, this just looks a little. Like it could blow away, or blow down and,
This is actually a very,
this is sturdy.
very, what do I say?
Joan, in your,
Yeah.
Tree, a very.
They're very prominent.
Yes, there you
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
I grew up with, we had 2 blue spruces in our
Oh,
yard.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. And
so
it's-
with your
Mhm.
experience, would you say that the blue spruce would stand up better? What's your
Well,
thought?
yeah, I mean, both of them would stand up, but I agree with Derek. I
Mhm.
think the blue spruce is just a statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a statement,
So
and,
let's just go with that.
yeah, and so it'd
I
be.
mean, I don't want this to be a shoddy job over $30. I'll pay the $30 or
No.
whatever it is.
But the thing is like I said, the most important thing is to engage people. And, this would be nice if we got 2 of them. Yeah, 2. 1 for each side?
Mm-hmm. And then, you said, how many, 4 of them?
No, just 2.
Just two
I
of
think
the-
just 2
two
of
of
these
each,
and 2 of the
four.
coral barks.
Okay, so
would-
total's gonna be around, for 500, this is roughly $500. 3,
Okay, so this is
maybe
320, and,
600.
17 and 17 is 34,
14.
so 6.
almost 400. 6, this is rounded off to 700 with tax.
Okay, yeah.
For
700.
4 trees,
Yes.
I would think that, like, if you ask your.
Gosh,
church,
church.
I got
How much
some
is the blue
couple in mind.
spruce? On it,
This
3
is-
something?
This is just online, it was $177. And I,
Yeah,
yes,
I'll
We
ask
need
the-
2 of those.
Yeah.
I'll ask the church.
and
Maybe
I'm
we could
sure
probably do the
maybe
blue
if you
spruce.
went to a nursery, maybe you could get it more, or less. I mean,
Yeah, well, I mean, if you go to like, you know, over Shelbyville, I mean, there's probably be bigger. I don't know what the size.
These are
More-
5 foot,
5 foot.
5
okay.
foot.
We
so-
could check with Jonathan at Elos, because
Yeah.
after all, he is coming over to do the
And
work.
maybe he.
And he
Mhm.
does work here in town, so.
Well,
Yeah.
does the Shelbyville, I always wanna call it the community garden.
No, they don't do. Are you talking
They
about the
don't sell to the
greenhouse? They don't
public.
sell trees.
They don't have trees anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, mums and poinsettias.
I've
and
been over there,
flowers.
I bought stuff, but it was so huge, I didn't remember what, seems
Yeah.
like over on the open area, I thought maybe there was trees, it must have been.
Rose bushes. Remember
was
we
bushes.
did those?
Yeah.
That's what it
Roses?
was. He's trying to wipe it out of his mind.
He does not wanna remember that.
I will check with Kathy Isley, she used to run Whitewater Gardens,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
see if she has anything as well.
So far we spent $46.53, we need to spend,
Okay, so that's,
16,900
Okay, so,
for the pad.
okay, so 750, or 7,500 for the pad, 6,000 for the archway, 3,400 for the edging, so that's, I have it as 16,900. And then the fence, we have is what, 3370?
And then we haven't paid, did you count Troy?
Um,
We haven't counted Troy.
no, yes, 6,000 for the archway, yep. So this is the fence, not this. Okay, so I have 13,530 after the fence is taken out. 13,530 after the fence is taken out, right? And then the 20,000 for park fund. So that would be,
Emergency,
yeah,
okay.
right, so that would be, we would have,
So we're already spending the 18, basically, already,
Mhm.
basically,
which we need to.
okay, so, 3, so we've, or, if we're gonna keep the emergency in there, so we've already spent 13,530. Like,
Okay.
But
Some
we've
of, but
got
some
a
of it
lot
we've
for
already,
that.
well, I guess we haven't gotten the invoice like you said.
No, we
the
haven't paid
other-
for
that's-
any of
That's
that,
right, yeah,
right,
yeah,
so,
yeah. I caught myself as I was talking.
so it's good, so we're spending the 18,000 in time.
Mhm.
Right. And so, it would be, okay, so we got the fence, and if we can get the trees donated, it would be what, 220 for the paint, so that's not a lot.
No.
And so thereby was leaving us, 33, what's 33,530?
What was the 7,500 for?
Concrete pad. 7,500 for the concrete pad.
Yeah,
so
I got
but-
7,500 for concrete, 6,000 for the archway, 3,400 for edging, and 3,370 for fence. Would come to 20,270.
I don't think the sign
Or-
was quite 6,000 though.
Oh, how much was the?
It
do you
was
know how
It's
much?
like 5 something, maybe 5,500.
We are right around,
What's that?
pretty close to 20,000 right
No,
now.
the
fencing?
3,400 for, you wanted to look at those real quick.
That was for the edging.
Yes.
Okay, so how much did you get in here?
I got 20,270, but she doesn't think the or
The sign was 5 something.
Yeah,
You might have that.
I'm gonna say
20,270.
and 70. Yeah.
Okay. And then so if we have that and then the emergency park fund, 20,000, that's 40,270 that we kind of earmarked for.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if we
It's
have,
on my other envelope.
And there is some money that you do randomly.
so that's, I'm sorry, it's
Oh, no.
60,000 left for equipment.
And there are some things, I mean, you know, like recreation equipment, you know, we put $1,000 in. I mean, I kind of did a little preliminary budget, I mean, for some things like that, too.
What do you mean?
So, you could see the park
Just the
receives
regular
$8,000 from taxpayers.
Yeah.
So there's some
Here,
things we
that's it.
can do.
They
Oh, so you get
Yeah, we get tax money as
On
well.
top of this.
Mhm.
okay.
So I have kind of created something we can talk about later. You know, supplies expense. Maybe we've already spent $1,094 on it, so I just thought, well, if we go up to $1,200,
Right.
so
Well,
there's some things that can help with that.
yeah, and so I told the girls, I said, after maybe we get, the archway up and maybe stuff painted, then it's gonna be their job to start picking out stuff,
Mhm.
to pick out stuff, and like I said, Rachel's really big in that, also in inclusion, we're trying to, maybe gear more towards, inclusion pieces, you know, instead of like giant Spider-Man, things like that, but to have it for, so that, not only for kids, but for like older people, you know, who maybe have dementia or things like that, that they are in a setting where they, Rachel said these are really good for that, those sensory pathways. So when after we get going on the painting, that's when I'm just gonna email the girls again and say, okay, now we have, 60,000, and that includes purchasing it, and then, Courtney, says get it assembled, and then installation, so that's not a lot of money for that
Right.
stuff, but they are a really good group of girls, I mean, like, as far as fundraising, and I think they would really pick up.
They seem to like the Caterpillar idea as well. So, and I think kids really go for stuff like that. I mean, after being at Bond all those years, kids really enjoy things like that, so.
Yeah, and so that's gonna be kinda up to, I mean, whatever equipment they wanna do, if they wanna edge stuff in. I called Andrew, I'm sorry, I called Andrew, I said, Andrew, you know, you mow that, what's the best kinda edging to have, if we wanna keep this neat and whatever, and he said he'd look into it, but he says really anything, he can work around anything, so.
It's pretty easy to get along with.
Yeah, so I'm sure, I had looked online, and this is just online search, I don't know anything about it, but just searched online for that rubber edging, and bearing in mind you can't have any hard surfaces like brick or wood as edging, that it's kind of a rounded rubber edging, so that would be another thing, but I'm kind of pushing it off to those girls to buy equipment. I'd kind of like to be done, and, after I paint this stuff, we get it all landscaped, I'd really like those, I mean, they have kids, and.
Right, they need to,
Yeah, so,
they need to, put their thoughts into, as to what their kids would like to
this
play
could
on.
be just a really cool place, not only for kids, but for adults.
Donnie
And,
has a son as well, so I'm glad that he's
Yeah.
on with us.
I mean, if you wanna be part of it, we're, like I said, the email is just, and there's a Pinterest thing for those who like to look. But, yeah, I mean, I'd kinda like just to then hand that 60,000 off to these girls, so they can pick out whatever they want, and manage it, and budget it, and maybe make it grow, I don't know.
Well, and, as I said, once we get started and people see that we're serious about doing something here, they would be more apt to donate
donate,
yeah.
and help buy equipment and things, so.
Well, thanks for your
thank
presentation
you.
this year.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so
Yeah.
much, Joan.
And you can go ahead and get that paint since it's like $300 some.
Well, yeah, and I just tell them to charge it to the city.
Yeah.
Cause I got the quote from Ryan, his name was Ryan, but one time I went in there and her name was the manager, and she said, I'll give you the sale price.
Oh,
So,
that's good.
I'm thinking, next time
Very
there's a
nice.
sale, I'm going
Yeah.
in there and saying, oh yeah, I wanna get that paint, so,
Mhm.
I will.
If
Thank
they
you.
need it to be a city employee or something that picks them up,
Okay.
just like place the order with them,
Uh-huh.
tell them what you're needing, and I'll go get it
Okay.
and sign for it and
Okay,
everything,
thanks.
in case that's an issue.
Okay. Any other questions?
Or if it's in the morning, they can always call Janet up here and she'd probably give an approval over the phone.
Okay.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've been very fortunate.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
Lots of good people have offered to help
Yeah.
and have donated, and like GSI and
Well,
boat houses and that,
and I
so.
think, like I said, it's more engagement that you get with people, good or bad. Putting those signs up is certainly gonna have a little bit of engagement with people,
Yeah,
that you're
right.
under surveillance. That always helps.
Do you want them on the fence, or do you want
The signs.
the littering one on the fence where the parking spots are?
Yeah,
I say yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be visible,
Yes,
they're sitting in
because-
the car.
yeah.
Yes.
So should I get 2 of those?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You know where you're cleaning the mess up.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
the one having to deal with it, and so you put them where you think they need to be, okay?
Yep.
That's, I'm leaving that to you.
And the thing is, they don't park right at the opening, they're parking on the ends, so it has to be where when you pull in on the ends.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe even 3 signs then,
Right,
um,
because,
at the opening and one on each end.
yeah,
so they could.
Yeah.
send-
Or
you know.
whenever you find the trash, where are you finding the
It's
stuff?
kinda random, it's all over in the parking spots.
Well, in the winds we've had, it blows everywhere too,
Yeah.
so.
And gets caught in the fence. too.
Yeah.
But she has been down there and she's constantly,
I try to go
Cleaning
down
and-
there to pick up trash at least once a week, and I try to do it like on a Thursday,
Mhm.
so that I know for sure over the weekend when most people use it, it'll be clean.
We know you do a good job.
Well, thank you. But I finally got the poles pulled, and I'm gonna have to add some more dirt in there because they settled some more. So
Hey, do you guys have access to dirt?
we've got some good dirt
Yeah.
that doesn't have rock and stuff in it.
Okay.
Not a lot.
Because what I was thinking is, first of all, by the tennis court on the northwest side.
Where that dip is.
Yeah, I mean,
That was actually put there. I didn't think it was, but
Really?
Darren told me that it was actually put there. That it comes. There's something about the drainage that comes off that alley back there. That alley was flooding, which
is that like
it does
what they call a
anyway.
swell, or like a
Right.
swell?
Yeah,
Is that what they
which
call swell?
that alleyway right there does flood anyway, but
Right.
there's no drains, no ditches and alleys. So they kind of dug that there to take some
Okay.
water off the alleyway right there.
So if it
Because I
is-
almost filled it in, and
Yeah.
Darren said no.
so you don't want to fill it in.
Right.
Can you put rock over it, or like large rock over it?
I don't see why not. To make it level.
Well, no, I was gonna ask John. You know, he gets big rocks,
Mhm.
and nothing's more fun than climbing on big rocks. Would that compromise the drainage?
I don't think so, because I mean there'd be the gaps in there that
Yeah,
would be able to
right.
go down, but I think it should be fine.
I mean, I talked to John about it, but it is a swell that a drainage.
Yeah.
And also on the north side, after we put the fencing up,
Mhm.
I would like to maybe put some dirt, so it's almost like a little bit of a berm if we're gonna plant those columnar spruces, just a
Yes.
bit of a berm. Not a lot, but it's really low there. And I don't think it would compromise like the alleyway, because you're planting a pretty big
Mhm.
tree, that'll suck up a lot of water.